Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to
Mind Body Stuff.
I'm Kaylee.
I'm Bernice.
We are in the office after having been in
Tulum
for
Mexico.
the past almost week now. Oh my gosh, we had such an amazing time.
Yes, we just hosted a retreat there.
It was beautiful, beautiful.
Magical.
It was really cool. So the just to bring you along, the retreat center that we held it at, I went down there last year to just scope it out and make sure it was the right fit for us. And it seemed at the time like it was, that it would be a great fit, but I feel like it totally exceeded our expectations. Like, it was amazing. So for those of you who have not been down to Tulum, it's a very spiritual place. It's, there are old Mayan ruins there. It brings people from all over the world who are looking for the spiritual type of experience. There's a lot of yoga and different mind-body things that you can find down there. So when we got to the resort, it was the evening time, and so we had dinner, and then our kind of point person,
our guide,
Valerio, he gave us an orientation on the first night. And so it was really beautiful because before we stepped into the space that we used all week long for the workshops, two women, we basically picked out a piece of resin, and we held the resin in our hand, and we thought about something that we wanted to welcome that week, or something that we needed to let go of, or something that we may need to accept. And we put that intention into the resin. And then we put the resin onto these coals that were burning in this little bowl. And these women then basically, how would you describe it?
Kind of
blessed us,
smudged us, like in
they smudged us.
Native American culture. It was like this smoke that was coming out with the aroma of the burning resin. And then they went around our entire bodies, head to toe, kind of smudging us with this resin smoke.
Yeah, and one of them was speaking in her native tongue.
Sounded like a Mayan or...
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then once we went through that, then we were able to enter into the hall. And the opening ceremony was just really beautiful. It set up the vibe, basically, of the whole week. And then we all had throughout the week an opportunity to take part in several really, really cool, different Mayan therapy techniques. So some were massage, some were tapping, so like EMDR type stuff, and just kind of a clearing of energy, or just a lot of different reflexology, tons of different treatments that people could do. It's actually rated one of the top 5 spas in the world, I think, just because of how unique and ancient the treatments are that they offer there.
Yeah.
And then we had the opportunity to do Temazcal, which is basically like a sweat lodge. So some of our participants did that on the second night we were there, and you go into this little basically
like a hut,
like a little hut,
conical hut,
and they seal it up, and they just add that resin, they add and they burn,
and they make a fire.
Yeah, they make a fire, and it just gets hotter and hotter, and you go through these different portals, and
and there's a shaman.
There's a shaman in there
leading the journey,
and just kind of taking them on this journey, basically, of rebirth. And so when they finally leave this little hut at the end of, I think it's like 2.5 hours they were in there.
Quite a long time. Yeah.
I mean, these ladies were sweating,
and it's dark. The hut is dark.
They seal the entire thing, so you not even
see.
A crack of light comes in. And then when they come out, it's like their rebirth, and then they get splashed water on them and stuff, like
they kind of pull on their head, so it feels like you're coming out of the birth canal, and they splash water on you.
Oh my gosh, like really, those women came out like
were blown away,
changed.
Oh yeah, we saw them walking kind of down one of the sandy paths, and I'm like, wow, they've been
something happened to those ladies.
Partaking of something or other, and but they were like, no, it was the Temazcal.
Yeah.
And they were very, very affected by that. So it was cool to have this kind of integration of our workshops in the day, because we had like a 4 or 5 hour workshop every morning. And then they would have these afternoons and evenings kind of fill their time with, whether just swimming or lounging on the beach or visiting with each other.
Snorkeling.
Yeah, snorkeling. They did the... what are the things? The cenotes.
And then on our last night, a big chunk of our group did Tibetan singing bowls. So basically it's chakra work as well. So he would come around with singing bowls and have them over our chakras. And like, he was super intuitive. So he, at the end, like, I was talking to him and he was telling me different things that he was picking up off of our participants, and our participants then like were talking about the things that they were feeling and sensing and seeing, and colors and visualizations, and just like really incredible stuff.
And that was about an hour and 20
and
minutes
a half,
or hour
I
and a
think
half.
Went
yeah, it didn't feel that long at all.
No.
Like, I was kind of like, oh, we probably have about, we probably done it for half an hour, and then he's all ding, ding, and I'm like, oh, it's done now. It's over, I guess. Now. Whoa, I thought we had quite a bit of time left.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. And I love it when I'm in a place that just you can feel the energy of the space, and it just feels sacred.
And it felt like kind of time slowed down while you were there.
Totally. Yeah. Did. Although I will say, out of all of the different like retreats or ulacations or anything like that we've done, I think that this one actually, for me, time went by the fastest, but in the moment it felt so slow.
Yes, it's kind of a weird, I was thinking that too, kind of a weird combo. Like, while you're doing it, it feels like it's taking a long time, but not in a painful way, just like you're kind of just like sitting forever.
You're just there.
Yeah, in the moment. But then when we were done, it felt like we had just started.
It was really, really cool. Like, out of all probably of the deeper mind body work that we've ever hosted, this has by far been my favorite.
Me too.
Like, it was really, really, it was transformational. I think for the women who attended, but my gosh, also for me. I just felt it was really powerful.
And also just the architecture of the place. It's these rounded huts, and there's like coral stone floors, and just sand paths. So by the end, I was just barefoot.
Oh yeah, you're just barefoot the whole time.
And then they have these little water troughs outside either your building, your little hut, or the main hall where you eat. And you just dunk your feet in the little water trough because everyone's barefoot, and then you wash the sand off because the pathways are all
fascinated
sand.
by that.
I was like, at first I'm like, look at all the water troughs. They must
left
have
it out for the little critters.
A lot of animals here. Every room has one. But that's the thing, is like you're not even wearing shoes.
You're just in nature. You're so integrated into nature.
You are so integrated into nature, and it's built right on the edge of the sand and the sea, so you feel very connected to the ocean and the land.
And it was all vegetarian food. We had two dinners and 2 lunches that had fish, but other than that, it was just super clean, delicious eating. Like, I don't know. I feel different.
I feel different too.
Coming back from this one.
I'm like, I should not eat any meat now.
Well, and I stayed off of social media. I checked my emails when I had to just make sure there was nothing urgent. But I only talked with my family 2 times, and the rest of the time I just allowed myself to be present, to be just completely connected to and immersed in the place. And I feel like in this society that we live in, it just almost feels impossible to do that at times, to completely disconnect and allow yourself to be totally in. You just looked, your phone just came up.
It's just like turning on.
You're just getting these little alerts, and there are so many things in our regular life that distract us from being in the present moment. And I feel like this week was just so huge for me to be able to completely focus on where I was, to be so in my body and in tune with my body, just noticing how it felt as I was going through different situations or feeling different emotions, noticing how it felt in my body, the connection that not only the women had with each other, but I felt so connected to every single one of them. It was just it was so healing. Like it was, I can't even describe it. I don't really have the words yet. We're obviously going to try to find the words since this is the topic for our podcast. Yeah. But it was just absolutely incredible. I hope enough of you all listening would want to join us next year, because I would love to go back and continue to do this work in that space. It was life-changing.
And it was like one of those experiences where I was just thinking this morning, that you're going to keep revisiting and kind of learning from over time. You know, where you have it's sort of a profound experience. It's almost like childbirth a little bit, where, you know, you have the experience, but then you talk about it over the years, and different aspects of it kind of come up and affect you in different ways. And I feel like this is that, because even coming home, I was like, oh, I'm having these types of feelings about it now. Just being able to sit with what had happened and transpired with everybody there.
Totally.
It's really fascinating.
Well, and like usually when I get home from a trip, my brain immediately goes to like, okay, I have to unpack, I need to do the laundry, I need to do all of these things. Like I made a conscious effort last night when I got home to like truly connect with Rob. And I like didn't get on my phone. We just like, we talked and like, and reconnected. And it just felt so intimate, because the last day of our workshop in Tulum was, the theme of that workshop was let love in. And it just, I don't know, like, I feel like something inside of me opened and priorities shifted. I'm sure they won't last forever. That's why this type of work, you can't just do it once and then think the work is over. And then this morning, you know, I chose not to open my computer or to check my phone really. And I got like 4 beautiful hours with my girls before I took them to school so we could come and get some work done. I don't know. I feel like the things that we talked about and learned from each other and opened up to during the week totally changed even the, you know, 24 hours or not even 24 hours, the 12 hours that I had being home. Like it just felt different this time.
Yeah, and I'm a phone addict. Like I love my phone. And I didn't really want to look at my phone.
Yeah.
It just sort of like got out of the habit. And also, just as I was saying, it has something to do with time. Like I feel different about time right now. Nothing feels like, oh my gosh, it's impending.
Right.
You know, where normally I have this sort of impending sense of like, I didn't accomplish that, or this isn't done. And I'm kind of like, oh, well, you know, it's almost like an understanding of priorities.
Exactly. And I think when you spend a chunk of time at a place that does have such ancient like energy. It almost feels like, I mean, our country is so new, you know, and we don't have a lot of, I feel like, ancient wisdom that is like energetically rooted in, I don't know.
Even
I mean, I guess
down.
Or passed down. Maybe that,
down.
Yeah, because
like,
we did have
this
obviously.
This is what we normally do at this time, you know, or, you know, this is how we feel about, it seems like we're so new that it's all about doing and doing and doing and doing and growing and growing and growing.
Right. And obviously we had the native people here before us, but those aren't my ancestors, you know? And so it's like, I don't feel a connection to my place.
Right. And with
often.
The native people here, we just dominated them.
We totally
it just
dominated them. Their culture did not...
it tried, you know, it was kind of like, right, here's the culture. This is what we're doing, you know, and we were just like, whoosh, like ran them over, pushed them aside.
Killed them.
We took away all their food and their culture, basically.
Oh, it was absolutely horrendous. And I know that this happened in that area as well, but at least at the resort, the retreat center where we were at, they preserved it in a way that felt like I could heal from their wisdom, or that I was somehow incorporated into this like energetic like
portal or something.
I don't have the words to describe it. And I had this old Mayan woman like do this really beautiful massage treatment where she's chanting over me and, you know, all this stuff. And I don't know. It just felt really incredibly moving in just a very powerful way that I haven't experienced very much in my life.
And on top of being in that place and and that time and that space in Tulum, we also had these really incredible workshops with these women that also made us sort of sit and think and be present for each other, where I don't think we're that present for each other in our regular lives. And that's hard to do because we're busy and we have things to do, and I can't look at someone and be like, hey, look at me.
Look at me. Do you see me? Do you feel me?
Mm-hmm. And we were doing workshops where we were really taking the time to see and feel and hear somebody.
And understand one another.
And have it reciprocated back to us.
And it's incredible when you create space for that, how it actually not only connects you with the other people, but it, like, I don't know, it just grounded me in myself.
Yes,
too. It like took all this like buzz that I feel like I feel so much of my life, like keeping up and staying current on social media and the news and getting back to people. Like, I did not respond to messages. I just really wanted to honor being in that place and space with those people, and I feel different.
Oh, I feel totally different. Yeah, and I miss all the people. Like, I miss their faces.
Oh, and totally. And like, yeah, it was just such a beautiful experience. And one of the things that I just kept thinking was, what an honor it is to hold space for one another.
Yes.
I mean, yes, as quote unquote facilitators of the experience, we were designing and creating the program, creating the schedule, holding the space for these workshops to happen. But with this type of group work, the entire group holds each other. Mm-hmm. We all held each other, and we all held the stories and the energy and the pain and the wounds and the hope and the love. It was just such a beautiful thing. And I say this often at our trainings or workshops, but a circle of women is one of the most healing and empowering and liberating places that I've ever been. Is just a circle of women who are there to support one another.
And I love how the groups start, because of course, in the beginning there is always fear and resistance. That's just always how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are we going to do here? And
I don't know if I want
what's going to happen. And yeah, maybe I don't want to. Mm-hmm. And then the beauty of the progress of the group is then watching it transpire through the days. It was a 4-day workshop. So by the 4th day, we're all holding space for each other.
Exactly.
In the beginning, we're modeling holding space.
Mm-hmm.
Kid and I are the leaders, so we're modeling, and there's some resistance and there's some fear, as one would anticipate.
Yeah, and people kind of like want to rebel a little bit.
Some rebellion, and right, as one would anticipate. Mm-hmm. And then by the end, everyone slowly and surely starting to hold space for each other and for us as well. Mm-hmm. So that's just the beauty of the whole process. I think I love group work so much.
Oh my gosh, I do too. It's like so incredible. And because of the way we designed these workshops in the order that we built them in, the last one is let love in. And so it's all about, that true reciprocity. The way that we kind of present this workshop is in this triad of giving love, receiving love, and self-love. So seeing it as a triangle, seeing kind of how that energy of love flows in and out, being able to receive and give, and also deeply feeling it for yourself. And I feel like by the end of that day, it just felt so strong in all of those different, mm-hmm. in that triad.
It felt like the energy had been freed up for it to move freely between all 3 aspects.
And
as we started the day, you could feel the stuckness, just depending on where you're at on the triangle, mm-hmm. whether you're okay at giving love, whether you're okay at receiving love, or whether you're okay at self-love. Usually we're okay at 1 or 2 of them, but we're not good, or we're challenged a bit by another. Mm-hmm. And by the end of the day, you could feel that everything was flowing evenly between the 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We had this really fun dance party that night.
Oh, uh-huh.
After all the work and the singing bowls, and then you could feel this very energetic you could feel people really embracing themselves, who they are, their own self-love, and their bodies. We'd work with body love too. And you could see people giving love.
Oh my gosh, dancing with each other and like totally connecting. Like,
it's so beautiful. And they were giving love, and you could see people openly receiving love too.
Absolutely.
Where they were like, people were saying to each other, I love you. And you could see the person like, oh, thank you. I love you too.
And actually trusting it.
They believed it.
And believing it.
They believed it. Like,
I'll be like, how could you love me? I've only known you, for 4 days.
4 days.
If it felt totally, and I know that it was totally authentic.
Mm-hmm. And
absolutely authentic.
And like you were saying, that doesn't happen for us all the time, of course, because we live in a challenging world. But that's the beauty of this work, is that we get to have these jewels of time where we're like, oh yeah, this is when it works. Yeah. This is what it feels like. Yeah. And this is what I want to strive for.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm lucky that this is our job and we get to do this frequently enough, but I just think like how healthy for people to take time out of their lives and actually dedicate, maybe if you can only do one day, signing up for a workshop, or even if it's not through ULA. Obviously, there are many, many, many other ways to give yourself that personal time. But even if it's just a day or a weekend, or if you could swing something like a retreat, but to be able to just give yourself that time to reconnect with yourself, opening up your energy and opening up any or taking a look at and becoming aware of your own blockages in your life, so that the energy can then flow freely between yourself, between others, between place, understanding your goals, your desires, your fears, your ability to connect with others. It's just so, so cool.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And it was also modeled for me because I have to do continuing ed for my licensure for my mental health stuff. And I'm always like, I'm too busy. I can't fit that in.
Oh, sure.
I'm just so darn busy. I wish I could, but thank you, I can't. And then this morning I woke up and I saw these, suddenly it appeared on my email, these 2 workshops that are coming through town. And I thought, I'm going to do it.
I love it.
And it helps us with our work because it continues to help grow what we're trying to do. And normally I would be like, well, it's 2 days.
I don't want to give up my weekend.
I don't want to give up my weekend. And then I thought, I just did that and it was super helpful.
Yeah.
And I thought, so I pulled the trigger and I'm like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Totally. And I'm happy that I'm doing it. So again, that we modeled for me that this type of work is continues to be important.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I've been told before when I've had like guilt about spending a lot of time or money or energy on self exploration, self-care types of things like this, like leaving. I mean, yes, we hosted this retreat, but we also had to leave our families.
We did
to do this. And so part of my guilt is definitely tied into that. But I had a woman tell me, she said, yes, but you have to realize that when you do this personal work for yourself, when you can heal generational wounds, when you can just heal your own self, you have to believe and remember that will heal your family as well. When we invest in ourselves, we are investing in our families too.
Yeah, and I talked to my husband about, because I have guilt about leaving my 6th grader. He's a 6th grader, but still just being gone for 6 days. And I said to him, but I hope that you're modeling for him that it's okay for me to be gone and that you're capable, that of course the 2 of you are capable of making a home, even if I'm not there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's like, oh, of course. Yes.
Totally.
And he said, and we do things we don't normally do when you're there.
Yeah.
And he said, you came up as a topic a lot because it would be like, well, mom does this.
Yeah.
But how nice also to have that balance of like, but dad is going to do this. Dad's going to do it different. Dad's going to pick you up from school different.
Yeah.
Dad's going to maybe do your room different. He's not going to be, or dinner different. Yeah. All that kind of stuff. And so again, we're modeling for these children too, that we can leave and that they are okay.
They're okay
with the one parent
Yeah.
Or with a grandparent.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Or with a, some family member or caregiver that we use.
When I think that is part of the reason that we feel so isolated sometimes in our society is that we're like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid to ask for help, or I can't leave because what are they going to do without me?
Yes.
What are they going to eat for dinner? But you also have to trust that they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay, and that it's okay to ask for help too. If you have to get help picking up the kids from school or whatever it is so that you can do these things. One of the big things we talked about at the retreat, and we talk about in our workshops too, is in this culture and society we live in, it's so hard for us to ask for help. It's like there's some shame attached to not being able to do it all, or there's this pride that comes along with like, I can take care of it all, I can do it all, I can be everything. But that's exhausting and it's depleting, and it's not true. You don't have to do it all, and it doesn't make you a weak person. And so I think sometimes in these situations too, it teaches us like, it's okay to ask for help so that I can be the most whole version of myself that I can. And that when I come back, hopefully I can actually be a better mom or a better friend or a better wife or a better partner or employee or employer or whatever it is. And so this work, we have to remember, it actually does help everyone who's in our life.
It does.
So taking time away isn't something that should be seen as this bad thing. It should be seen as, oh, I'm going to help make myself the best version of me so that I can be that for you.
Yes, and I'm modeling that for you, and also for them, as if it's children as they grow up, that perhaps they might have careers that have them travel or be absent for periods of time, and that they know, yes, that's okay.
Or maybe not even careers that ask them to travel, but that they can invest in themselves.
Yes,
and invest
right.
in these experiences that help them, and not in just
not just in a work sense,
not in just a work sense,
right?
And so, yeah, I don't know. It was really, really special. Did you have any like personal realizations that you feel like sharing? Anything cool that kind of came up for you?
Well, I think even for me, I think one of the exercises that we did, because I talked to my husband this morning about it, is about being seen. That I need to be seen. That when I grew up, I wasn't seen. That's part of my issue of not being noticed.
Oh, sure.
So then I have to be funny or entertaining or wise or something to be noticed. I can't just be. But that, and so I talked to him about that we really need to take time together to work on really seeing each other. Yeah. Seeing and feeling each other, as we had talked about before. And so that was like, I really want to incorporate that into our lives here in terms of seeing and feeling, and not just talking, because we talk a lot, but it's talking kind of about,
work, logistics,
what's for dinner,
yeah.
Did you pay that one thing over there? Or even if it's like, even when we're talking about deep stuff, it's still, I feel like we're just talking, kind of like, well, your job entails this, and I feel left out of this, or whatever, versus sometimes just using the active listening piece of just looking at each other. Maybe even just looking at each other. Right. Like, let's just look at each other.
Totally.
And not just have to be actively either problem solving or talking about something or other. Yeah. So I really have decided from these workshops that we just did, this retreat, that I really want to work on that with him. So that was really
that's a good one
to me.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think a couple. So one of the big ones for me is like understanding this. So going back to our podcast from last week with love and boundaries, like I talked to you guys a lot about my just kind of, am I still a loving person if I put up boundaries? And how do I create like deep and meaningful relationships if there are boundaries attached to them? Like that stuff is,
what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? That's hard for me. And it's interesting because like there are some personality types that that like feel really comfortable giving love, but they actually aren't letting you into their life. They're just giving you lots and lots of love. I have a friend like that who's very much willing to give love, but you don't really get invited into her personal space very often.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the opposite. So I feel like I can give a lot of love, but my way of giving a lot of love is by letting people into every single part of my life so intimately that then I feel like, and I know I talked about this last week, but I'm just kind of analyzing it a little bit more and thinking about it. But then I feel like, oh my gosh, I've let you into every single part of my life and my heart and my thoughts. So what I want to work on is...
And you feel kind of invaded there.
I do. Then I can feel invaded.
Yeah.
And so I want to find just like a better balance between my friend who gives a ton of love, but you're always kind of still kept on the outside of her deeply personal life. And then, between that and me, where I give a lot of love as well, but I feel like I let people into every single corner of my heart and my life, and finding a balance of still being open and loving and receiving love, but not having it be, but I guess saving intimate places in my life, either just for me or just for my family, or just, I don't know, preserving a little bit of that cushion of intimacy so that I don't get in a situation where then it feels overwhelming,
kind of unsafe or sort of
not
invaded
unsafe.
or
yeah, just like too much.
But I think also expectation it happens at that point too. Like, I've let you in, here's everything, and then you're like, oh.
Right.
But it hasn't really amounted to what I thought would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's interesting. So that was a realization, like, oh, some people give love, because we're talking about giving and receiving, but she and I just give love in very different ways.
Yes.
And so I was like, oh, I think the healthy space, at least for me, is a balance between kind of how she does it and how I do it.
And how you receive love, too, might be important, too.
And how I receive love.
Yes. You know, something to it, like, I wonder how she receives love, because she's good at giving, but I'm not sure how she receives.
Right,
I'm not sure about that conduit for her. Mm-hmm. I think this person's self-love is pretty good, perhaps. Mm-hmm. And maybe for you, too. Maybe the receiving love might be
it's just
something to investigate.
So interesting to think about
that
this
triad.
Stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the beauty of doing workshops. Like, how often do you literally sit down and think, how am I at receiving love?
Yeah.
Like, they're just not really questions that pop up a lot.
No, I'm more like, did I balance my checking account?
I know, I'm like, what's on the grocery list again? It's like just logistics, just to stop and say, you know what? The logistics of your life are going to be put on pause right now. You don't need to, you just have to show up at the room at 9:00 and you just be there.
Yeah, you're
it's
there.
so nice to take that weight off a little bit. And then another thing that I have just decided I really want to do is, we obviously talk about the mind-body connection constantly. The name of this podcast is Mind Body Stuff. But really listening to the response that I get internally inside of my body in different situations, and then allowing myself to pause and say, why is it making me feel this way? Why does my reaction want to be this? Or why did my chest tighten up then? Or why did I just feel anger inside of my body? Or, why did that just disappoint me? So instead of just like feeling, these reactions happening, or even not even thinking, just going, I really want to sit with the feeling of different situations before I just act on them.
Mm-hmm. And we can watch them before we become them.
That
sense
but also being so tuned in to be like, oh my gosh, that created a sense of tightening in my chest. I'm going to look into that further. Mm-hmm. I'm going to look into what that means. I'm going to then ask, okay, is this is this because I feel defended? Is this because I feel scared? Is this because, whatever. And just actually trying to really tune into the signals that my body is giving me, because my body does talk to me a lot. Mm-hmm. All of our bodies do. We just have to be open to receiving that feeling. And I want to start being more in tune and then in alignment with my actions that follow these feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny how the body can have a reaction, and then you have a feeling almost attached, almost immediately to the reaction. But then sometimes you have to ask yourself, is that true? Like,
Totally.
Is that really what's happening? Am I anxious because of why here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus sometimes we just have the tightening in our chest, and I'm like, oh, I'm anxious. And then I kind of look around the room to prove it. I'm anxious because, Jenny's looking at me weird. And I'm like, but maybe it's just my chest tightening.
Sure.
Who knows? You know what I mean? But it's so interesting when we get curious about that mind-body connection, about can we just watch those thoughts and feelings go by first before we attach to them? And be curious about, now, why did anxiety come up there? Or was there a trigger? Did someone look at me strangely and suddenly my chest tightened there? And is that my stuff, or is that her stuff, or whose stuff is that? But it's great work to do in terms of being curious about our own selves. And
yeah, exactly. And for me also, it's like trusting those, because I don't think, I don't know. I think part of it too is just trusting that the body doesn't really lie. And so if I'm getting an alert in my body to just not always like, I don't know, push it away or ignore it, but to be like, okay, what is the lesson in this? What's the lesson? What am I supposed to be? What am I, I don't know.
What's my body trying to communicate?
Yeah, what's my body communicating to me?
I think that's what is the message here, body?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I don't know, lots of good stuff. I'm still processing. Like I said, we just got back last night, and so I'm sure it's going to take like a while to sift through all of this.
Even as we're talking about it, I'm just seeing images kind of play through my mind of the different people and the different things we did, and different feelings kind of arising with each image.
Yeah.
And just enjoying. It's almost like a little like postcards or something in my brain of like, oh yeah, remember when that happened, or remember when so and so smiled, or remember when she was dancing wildly around the room.
Moment.
Remember when I ate that delicious food, or when I sat or when we swam in the waves.
Yeah.
And the waves they had big waves here, guys, because
they
don't normally have waves. We didn't know that. Oh my gosh, this is a funny story. We get to Cancun, and that's our first day before we go to Tulum. It's just me and Kaylee and Joe as we're getting set up. And there's just this massive wind. Like, our hotel is just like it sounds like it's going to take off, like a jet aeroplane.
Oh gosh, it was so loud.
It's like, and like doors are slamming, and I look down at the beach and I'm like, how do people even sit out there on the beach?
We're like, what is happening?
And I kept saying to Kaylee, in Hawaii, this would be a hurricane. And it was the beginning kind of a Hurricane Michael that is now went up into Florida, but we didn't know it at the time. But it was so funny to be experiencing this massive wind, and then we get to Tulum, and the first night it's still a massive wind.
But it's kind of cool, because if it had just been like perfect weather, I think it would have been like vacation.
Yeah, party.
But something about the elements being so wild, like it asked us. Well, it connected us to the elements.
It did.
For those of you who have been on a workshop or, whatever, for those of you who know a little bit more about the depth behind ULA, a lot of the work that we do is with the elements.
Yes.
And that's how each day is structured of the workshop. Like, it goes through the different elements entirely, playlist, ULA 1, all of that. So it's kind of cool to immediately be A, like super connected to the elements, and then B, because it was so stormy outside, it kind of made you want to go inside.
It did, yeah. And you were so aware of like you weren't in charge.
Yes, I loved it.
Was like,
yeah, it totally was. It's like you're not in charge here. You don't get to control this.
And humans, we're just all like, oh, we're in charge. Especially our little group of strong little ladies, I'm sure everyone we're all. But then we get there and we're like, whoa, it's really windy here.
I guess I'm just gonna
I'm gonna hunker down in my little hut here, and you can hear the ocean just like pounding too. You hear the ocean and the wind because you're just so in the elements there.
Yeah.
But the great thing is, by the second or third day, the wind had died down as Hurricane Michael traveled on its journey away from us.
Sorry, Florida.
Sorry, Florida. Yeah. And but then we had these big waves, and normally I think they don't have waves. Because we were trying to rent a surfboard, but you can't rent them because they're like, it's normally flat here. Like there's nothing here. But how wonderful for us to all go out. We all went out in the water after the workshop, and we had these waves just lifting us off our feet and then putting us down and then kind of tumbling us around.
Yeah, it was really...
And that was a whole nother aspect, of course, of being in the moment. It really puts you in the moment because waves are like, pay attention.
Wave after wave after wave coming.
And even then we'd try to be talking like, da-da-da-da-da-da, and someone's like, wave!
Totally.
And you're totally put back in the present. Like, oh, that's right, we're in the water, and here's a wave. Duck, or dive over it, or dive into it.
Yeah, it was, I think another one of the things that I kind of want to implement moving forward with my life, too, is, like, I don't know, like, turning off all of the alerts on my phone.
Oh, yeah, the alerts.
Because I didn't have Wi-Fi. I had to just I could only use my phone like when we were at the restaurant, and we were there 3 times a day. So literally 3 times a day, I would check in with my phone, just make sure nothing was urgent. But the rest of the time, no alerts, no updates. It was really awesome. And I like the convenience of a phone, but it just also really it takes you totally out of the moment when you're in it. We have constant distractions. How are you supposed to feel centered and grounded when you're constantly being pulled away?
Right.
It feels, I don't know, it just felt really, really cool to be that grounded.
Yeah, we didn't even know there was a hurricane.
No, and then I was like, well, what are we going to do?
Yeah, there's nothing. We're here. This is where we're at. So
if it's dangerous, they'll tell us. But other than that, we're just going to kind of be here.
Yeah, we'll be here now. So it was really... And even I had alerts on my phone, but I kept forgetting my phone everywhere.
Yeah, you did. And there were many times that you're like, where's my phone?
And I'm like, I don't have it.
Yeah, which is so unusual for
Very unusual. Like, we were like, what's the tide? And I'm like, it's on my phone. I'm like, I don't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was like, oh, well.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to try to do that. Like, I already have I don't get any Facebook notifications. I don't have that little red number that comes up. Took it all off of Instagram. I think I'm actually, maybe not text, because I feel like text, if something is urgent, someone's going to
need
me through text. But I think I'm going to turn it off for email too. And just,
email is off.
Your email's
off?
My
email is off.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm just going to I'm just going to commit to being more present.
I have all these news sites that come up.
Oh my God, your phone just constantly.
It's been doing that
news.
I didn't even know I had those on.
Oh, they happen all the time on your phone.
Yeah, constantly. News, so gotta turn those off.
So anyways, I mean, obviously we would love for you to join us on an ULA experience of some sort, but just do the work for just do the work. It is absolutely incrable, the rewards that come from it.
If you have an opportunity like this, if it's not ULA, if it's something else.
Or even if it's self-study, but go do it.
But I really recommend group work if you can do group work.
Group work is amazing.
Yes, and of course self-study too, which we all need to do. But some group work, holy cows, boy, do we grow with connection and storytelling.
Yes.
I mean, pretty amazing. So...
and my friend Stacy messaged me this, and she said, and I made this one of our toasts. when we were there, she said, ultimately, the gateway to freedom is the support of other women. And it just felt so, so, so true this week. Just the support, knowing that you are not alone, that your story may be different than the person next to you, but you have both felt shame. You've both felt grief. You've both felt all of these different emotions and sensations. And when we can support one another and be supported truly by one another, everything starts to lighten a bit.
The burden is shared.
The burden is lightened. It's totally lightened, and we can then open ourselves up to real, true, trusting connection and love. And it's just absolutely incredible.
Amazing. To each other and ourselves.
Totally.
Yeah.
So if anyone who was with us in Tulum is listening, thank you. Deepest thank you to all of you. That was really special. For those of you listening who weren't able to make it, I hope we can do this work together one day, or if you can find it elsewhere, just do it.
Do it. Dive in and do it.
Dive in, baby. You are worth it.
You are worth it.
Okay, I guess we're done. Bernice is like, okay, time. All right, love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.